Oh my gosh, Happy New Year. I hope that you guys had a fabulous holiday with your family and your friends. I hope you got a lot of great goodies and got to spend a lot of quality time with the people you love. And I know the holidays can be hard, and I know that they're not always joyful for everybody, but I hope at some point over the holiday season you found a little bit of joy, even if it was getting that overtime on your check. So anyway, Happy New Year. This is my first time seeing you guys in 2020. Get it? Because I can't see. Alright. Enough with the jokes. Today, we are doing it. We are doing the video of all videos. And you guys know I love a favorites video. So to do like an end of the year favorites, oh my gosh, I'm just ecstatic. This is going to be so great. I'm so excited to share these products with you guys. I love watching these types of videos. If you guys have products that you want to let me know about, you leave them down below, because I am always on the hunt for the next amazing, mind-blowing makeup product. First thing that I want to mention is that I don't get PR. So all of this stuff is new to me, but not necessarily a new launch. So if I bought it in 2019, I loved it, I'm going to talk about it, regardless of if it came out 20 years ago, which some of this stuff feels like it did. So yeah, let's get started. All right. I know, you're like, whoa, you don't have any makeup on. Yes, because I thought that I would show you my favorite products actually in action. So we are going to start off with primer. I know. Are you like, what? Bitch has primer? Yes, I do. So first off, I kind of want to give a little shout out just to this kit in general. So this was from Becca, and you get these three products. So you get the under eye corrector, you get the backlight priming filter, and the first light priming filter. All for 15 bucks. I got this because Samantha Ravindall said she loved this under eye corrector. I will say that this is really good. It looks really beautiful under makeup. But the one thing that I was actually blessed with was not having dark circles under my eyes. So I don't really know why I bought this. I mean, I'm sure I can use it in my kit. But this is just a nice little kit to have in general. All three of these products are great, and it was only 15 bucks at Ulta. But the real standout for me is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. Oh. Okay, so it does have like this purplish tinge to it. So as you can see, it's purple. It's like a lavender. But when you put it on and you rub it in, it looks like nothing. Like it just barely looks purple. And I like to focus it a lot on where I have a lot of redness in my cheeks, because I feel like that's where it helps cancel it out the most. See, you can't even really see it now. But what this does for the longevity of your makeup, oh my god. Like, I was like, okay, cool, it's gonna help with the redness. That way my concealer and foundation don't have to work as hard. But when I looked at my face later, I expected it to be extremely oily and moved around. My makeup was pristine. I was like, oh my god, who is this? Oh my god. And I was just blown away. I love using this now, and don't get me wrong, I like the other ones, they're great, but that one I am buying a full-size bottle of. And I know I only had it for like a short time at the end of last year, but whoa, it has quickly become one of my favorites. The second primer that I have, I mean, that's not really a primer per se. I don't know. I'm putting it in the primer category. This is the one I used all year. This is the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. This is basically like sunshine in a bottle. I absolutely love it. It's meant to be a mix-in, so whether it's your moisturizer or a serum or sunscreen or foundation, whatever, you can put a pump of this in there and it's going to give you this beautiful bronzy glow. But not only is it kind of like a cool kind of serum bronzer thing, it also is packed full of really good ingredients. Like, this is such a well-crafted product. I mean, you have their marula oil in here, there's peptides, there's there's vitamin D in here, which is something that you get from the sun, and it looks so natural. Like, I had somebody at work the other day go, oh, did you go out in the sun this weekend, or did you get some sun? And I was like, do I tell them the truth? I did. I was like, it's just bronzer, but it looks so natural. And I personally like to use it mixed in with my sunscreen. So that's what I'm going to do today, because I don't have a foundation for you. I don't. I liked some of the stuff I used this year, but really nothing comes close to Maybelline Fit Me, and that's just what I want to use. And I don't want to sit here and tell you products that I like enjoyed a little bit, but I'm not truly sold on. So I'm gonna mix some of my Neutrogena Clear Face SPF. I do like this much SPF, and then I will just do like one like half pump of the debronzy. Obviously you want to be more bronze, you just add more, and then I just rub it together in my hands. And just rub it in. Super simple, super lightweight. I mean, it's not going to cover up every imperfection that you have on your face, but it's going to give you some really nice color, and it's just super lightweight. And I like to use it with my sunscreen, so in that regard, I'm getting sun protection as well. So I'm doing skincare and putting my makeup on. Easy, simple. And I just put a little bit on today, so it's just giving like ever so slightly soft glow. And you can even take like a body lotion and like put this all over your chest and your arms and your legs, like wherever you want to look tan. It's going to look so good. So I just kind of work it in. And if I feel like I want to be a little more tan, or I need a little bit more, I just add more, the same kind of ratio. And it doesn't stain your hands that much. Just rub it in. I just rub it all in until it is completely dry. And I like it because it's super multi-purpose. You know, like I just showed you, I mixed it with my sunscreen, but if I am a little bit more tan, I've been out in the sun, whatever, it's the summertime, I can always just add a little bit of that to my foundation if I find that it's a little too light, or maybe I misjudged at the store and I bought a foundation that was a little too light. I can just add a pump of that and it's darker. Easy. It's better to me than buying another bottle of foundation and using it twice a year, because this I can use with so many other things and anybody can use it. It's just so fab. I love it. There is one concealer that just takes the cake for me, and that's the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I use the shade Swan. I do feel like this is just a teensy-weensy bit too light for me, but I don't really mind it. I can make it work. But I love this formula. It's like everything that you love about the Tarte Shape Tape, but better. It's lightweight and thin, but it's not too thin to where it's going to settle into fine lines, and then you're like, wow, I didn't know I aged about 25 years in the past 2 hours. It's just so nice. It's not too thick. It's not hard to blend out. It's extreme coverage. I mean, you get so much product in here. When you think that the NARS Radiant Creamy is 6 mils of product and this is 15 mils, that's a lot. That's a big difference. And the NARS one is $1 more expensive than this one is. I love this. They have a great shade range. I also like that they say that you can conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch, and that's a multi-purpose. A lot of times brands, they try to sell you on the fact that like, oh no, you need this separate cream contour and this separate retouch stuff that we sell and blah, 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 and separate liquid highlighter, when really it's like, you can use it for everything. Like, duh. So I really think that that's cool of them to say that, hey, you can use just this one thing for everything. So it does have a pretty large wand. I personally think that this is too much product, so I wipe it off unless I was going to cover my whole face, and I just do a little doobie-doo because I mostly just want to cover up my redness. And this is like extreme coverage. See, I'm covering up where it's like super red on my cheeks. And then I just take a little brush and blend it out. So I'm gonna take my Morphe E8 because that's my like absolute favorite. And as you can see, it's kind of light, kind of brightening, but not crazy. But the coverage is just awesome. And it looks so skin-like. It's not too matte, but it's not too dewy. It just looks so beautiful. Here, I'll zoom you in a little. I just kind of work the edges a little bit, because I want to keep a majority of the coverage on those spots on my face that are really red. I mean, look how just like it's just so skin-like. It's so crazy. And there are other concealers that I love. I do love my NARS ones. Don't get me wrong. I really do love them. But those are more for like my kind of like everyday, a little more natural. This is definitely for like my extreme glam. Moving on to bronzer. If you guys watch my channel, you should already know what this is. This is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick. I'm not trying to play favorites here, but I think that to me, this is my #1 standout product from this year. I feel really spoiled. This was my first entrance into the cream complexion products thing, because I was so against cream complexion products for a long time. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try some stuff. I'm gonna try some stuff. And so I picked this up. It's in the shade Baked. There's one other darker shade in, I think, Blitzed or Blazed. Oh my god, I've been so spoiled like this. I'm afraid to try anything else because I feel like it's not gonna be as good as this. I love this. One of the biggest themes for me this year was ease of use. There's so many launches and so many damn products out there that if it's not easy to use, goes on great, wears amazing, looks amazing, why bother? There's drugstore, indie, high-end luxury products out there that are so good that you shouldn't waste your money. Like, if you find a crappy product, return it, because there's no reason that you shouldn't have the most fabulous makeup products, because there's just so much crap out there. And this is one of them. It's like, you want to put me on with a brush? Okay. You want to put me on with a sponge? That's fine. You want to dab me on with your fingers? Cool. You want to use me as an eyeshadow? Okay. It's just so freaking easy. You put too much on, you just keep blending, it'll blend itself out. I just, and it looks like skin. I always tell this story. I was in the Target bathroom and I was looking at myself and I was like, oh my god, this looks like I just have tan skin. Like, if I didn't strategically like place it, you know, in the like the the places we put bronzer, I wouldn't even know. Like, it just looks that legit. Excuse me, that legit. I think that it's a really cool product because you're getting essentially, yes, physically a cream product, but it does have like this matte finish. So it has the finish of a matte product, and I don't feel like it's overly dewy or too greasy. It's just so beautiful. It's the most beautiful formula. I absolutely love it, and I'm putting it on for you today. Also, because it's matte, I don't find that I have to set this with a powder. I mean, sometimes I do to be bougie, and I will today, just to show you guys the other favorite bronzer that I love, but you don't have to set this. It's just so great. It is a true bronzer. It is very warm. It is in no way, shape, or form a contour, but I wear this all the time with no makeup. It just, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. You hear me right now? I'm at a loss for words. I cannot get enough of this. Usually I just take this Morphe M439 brush and I just kind of like pick it up. I kind of like doobie-doob dance it all over the top of it, and then I just go in and bronze my face. And I add more if I need to add more. Like, just look how natural that looks. And then I'll just do like the edge here for just like the edges of my forehead, just to toast them a little bit, because I don't have like a big forehead space, so I don't really have to come down too far. Just put a little bit more. And I'm kind of like stippling, but also like moving in circles at the same time. Like, look here and then here. It's just, it's so pretty. I just love the way that this looks. If you're like, look, Marge is fab, I just can't do a cream product. I need a powder product. Or maybe you're like, that's $24 is just way too damn expensive. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer was a slam hit for me. I know some of you out there are sitting behind your computer screen going, duh, bitch, we all knew this was really good. But I had no idea. I was stuck on Hoola Bronzer's ass for so long. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's still my favorite bronzer of all time. But this is gorgeous. I'm so glad that they expanded their shade range and they went on to do blushes and highlights, because when I started using this, I truly found out why this is like an award-winning staple everybody loves, because it's just so silky, creamy, smooth. It's so buttery. Definitely, like I said, very warm. Just like the Milk Makeup one. It's not, you know, a sculpting powder or anything. But oh my gosh, just beautiful. And I find that even though it's a powder, it never looks patchy like other bronzers do. It never clings to areas. It just looks so smooth. It does have a slightly luminous finish to it. And it does like open up. It does have this thing, which I have used this, and it's not horrible. It's fine. I just would prefer to use a brush. But it's just great. I love it. So I just barely dab in it like this, and I knock off a lot of the product, and then I will just tap it over the top. And then just buff it in. Oh, it's so pretty. Just a little on the hairline. Just a little on the tops of the cheeks over here. And then once I feel like I have no product, I just really start to blend. And then I'll just, you know, bring a little bit down my neck. Oh, so gorgeous and affordable, and it smells like a tropical paradise. Like when I've had a bad day and I'm thinking about ending it all, oh, I will come and smell this bronzer and be transported back to the Bahamas, where I was sipping mojitos from the Bacardi bar in a sea of beautiful crystal clear waters. Now, I don't have any loose powders that were new this year. RCMA, Patrick's Powder, Makeup Forever, all staples. But I do have a pressed powder this year. Now, don't get me twisted. The Bare Minerals one, I still adore. Sing its praises every day. Love it, love it, love it. But the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder is the shit. The absolute shit. Now, they only have 3 shades in their shade range. You don't get a lot of product for the $45 that you spend on this, but it is beautiful. When I first bought this product, I kind of went back and forth a little bit, and I was like, I don't know. It's very hyped up, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. And then I bought it, and I instantly regretted it. I was like, oh, you know what, I shouldn't have bought this. I shouldn't have. It's not gonna be good. Because you know what, I always hear people say like, oh, this powder's so smoothing. Oh, it just smooths everything out. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, smoothing, whatever. I've never found a powder to be smoothing, but maybe it was just because I wasn't using the right one. I love this. I love it for setting the entire face. I love it for under the eyes because it really is nice and smoothing and creamy. I think if you have dry skin, more mature skin, or just have more wrinkles under your eyes or texture, I think you will absolutely love this. And more than anything, this is a fantastic touch-up powder. I will look in the mirror after like a couple hours of wearing my makeup, and I will look like Shrek. And then when I put this powder on, I'm back to being, I will look like Ogre Fiona, and then I will put this powder on, and I'm back to human Fiona. Like, I was just blown away. Like, I was like, oh my god, my skin just, like, it looks like I just freshly applied makeup. Oh my god. So I am going to add a little bit of this with my Wayne Goss brush. Just tapping it in there, picking up a little bit of product, and just setting right underneath my eyes. I mean, if you just notice, like, look at this side compared to this side. Now watch. Oh, she's gorgeous. And I'm just going to set my face where I put concealer down. Blush, I was not extremely experimental this year. I want to give an overall shout out to MAC blushes. Get mine. I have a bunch here. I want to grow my collection. I think MAC blushes are gorgeous. I think they have a lot of different finishes. I like that they're pigmented, but they're still buildable, so you can kind of like gauge the color that you want instead of having them go on really pigmented and then having to work extremely hard to like blend them down. I'd much rather build it up to the color that I want, and these are gorgeous. I have Margin, Blushbaby, Melba, and Mocha. I want to get more colors. And speaking of colors, I think that they have really cool colors that you don't see all the time, you know, because we're used to like the peachy pink, the beigey pink, the mauvey pink, and the dark berry pink, and we never get like really interesting colors. And so I think that MAC makes really interesting colors. But the one that stood out to me the most this year was this guy right here. This is MAC Margin. Oh, just look at it. Like, oh, it's so special. I love it because it is a peachy bronze blush, but when you put it on, it has like this hue to where you turn your head. It's just like this light infusion of pink, and it just is gorgeous. And I like that even though it's a luster blush and it's shimmery, it's not glittery, it's not intense. You can still put a highlight on and have the highlight have its moment and still have this beautiful luminous blush. So I'm just going to take my Real Techniques brush and I'm just going to zhuzh it in here and pick it up and put it on the tops of my cheeks. It's just like, see how it's like peachy, but then as you move your head, it's kind of pinky. It's just so pretty. It's bronzy, it's pinky, it's peachy. It's just, oh. MAC, you did it with this one. I love it. And it's hard because like you can mix this really with any of the blushes that I have, but for some reason like I have to force myself not to use this one. That's how much I love it. Like I just, it just goes with anything. Love MAC Margin. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling myself. Just a little bit. Okay, so I really tried hard to narrow it down to just one product per category, but as you can see, it's my channel and I do what I want. So obviously for highlighter, I have a lot to talk about. Well, not really, just 3, but these are amazing. First one is Cookie Highlight. This is so beautiful. I love the packaging on this. It's just so cute. I love this highlighter so much. I found it to be really interesting and really different from all the highlighters that I have in my collection. They say it's like a golden pearl, but I do feel like it has this slight peachy undertone to it. And I really love it because it is so creamy. It feels like a cream. It's so blinding. And it's nice because it is so blinding, but it's still such a warm highlighter, so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. Because sometimes I feel like highlighters like this can kind of look a little extreme and really silver, but the goldenness and the peachiness of it just makes it, like, look at that, just, oh, zing, zing, zing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. And it's something just so special about this highlight. It truly is amazing. The one gripe that I have is I see you benefit. I love that all these influencers and customers can be like, oh, bring Cookie out in a single. And, oh, you just happen to whip one up really quick for everybody, but we keep saying that we hate this damn box packaging, and you keep doing it. I just don't understand. But I do understand that this highlight is gorgeous. I love it. So good. Next up is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer in 02 Pink. For how bougie this is and how expensive it is, the packaging is gorgeous, but it's very cheap, and mine did break, so bye-bye mirror. But this is a gorgeous pinky highlight. It's like the Amuse one, where it's like that gel powder formula to where it feels like nothing. It doesn't feel powdery, it doesn't feel heavy, but it packs such a punch. Like, just look at it. Like, it's so weightless compared to the Cookie one, but is so like not as blinding as the cookie one, but still packs a punch. I just love this highlight, and it's crazy, and you're gonna be like, okay bitch, you're crazy when I say this, but it is the most natural looking blinding highlight that I own. It's so pretty, and I mean I'm a sucker for like a pinky highlight, and they have so many shades of this. It smells so good. It's so lightweight. It doesn't bring out a lot of texture. I just love this. And you know how there's those products that you can use them and you just use them and they just go on and they work great. And you know, every time that you use this product, it's just gonna look amazing. That's how I feel about this. Like every time I wear it, whatever brush I use, whatever makeup look I'm going for, whatever the time of day it is, year it is, whatever, this looks amazing. I absolutely love this, and I think it is 100% worth the money. It is so good. Last but not least, I want to talk about something that I really think is such a great deal, and that's the Ofra Glow Up palette. In this palette, you get all of these highlighters. So you're getting Rodeo Drive, Blissful, Star Island, and then they call this like Hollywood or Beverly Hills or something like that. And you get all these different highlighters. This is what I like to use in my freelance kit, because you just get everything in here for every skin tone, and of course you know it's Ofra quality. Ofra's an OG. They just have really great quality. You can mix and match. It's just so stunning, and I love that you can pop the little pans out. So if you're an average consumer and you're like, you know what, I don't really need this big guy right here, but I do use Rodeo Drive a lot, you can always just swap it out and put a big Rodeo Drive in here. You could put a bronzer in here, some blushes, put a bronzer in the big one, and really customize it to the way that you want it, which I think is pretty cool. And even, you know, I could buy a big pan of something else, or, you know, and I just think that that's so cool. It's $55. It's you know, it's not cheap by any means, but they do have Afterpay, and it ends up being good because you're getting 4 different highlighters in here for $55. You know what I mean? Like the one Dior one was $48. So spend, you know, $7 more and get this. I just absolutely love it. The packaging's really nice. The formula is, and it's just so convenient to have this in my kit because it is kind of nice and small and compact, and I love this. So today I'm actually going to use a tiny little bit of a cookie. So I'm just going to pick it up on this Morphe brush and just do a really small amount. See what I mean? She can get out control real quick. But oh, so stunning. So whenever I use this highlighter, I concentrate a lot of it, just like right here, and then I will bring it up a little bit. Okay, so last but not least, for complexion products, I want to talk about something that is a face palette that I love. Hourglass Ambient Edit Ghost. Sorry, mine's dirty as hell. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. But I love this. You get 2 other finishing powders, dim light and diffused light. You get a highlighter right here, which is strobe powder and iridescent strobe light. You get the bronzer, which is in Eternal Bronze Light. And then you get a strobe blush in Iridescent Rose, and then a regular blush in Sublime Flush, and that's this like lighter shade. Now this is expensive. It's about 80 bucks, but when you break down the fact that these are about the size of the minis, and the minis are $24 a piece, it ends up working itself out to be a little bit cheaper. I really love this if you're somebody who travels a lot, or you don't like a lot of clutter, you don't want to have a lot of products, you can just have this, because really if I was to like travel and bring this with me, the only thing I would really bring with me is like a loose powder and like maybe another kind of like more golden highlight. Because really you have everything else that you could ever possibly want and need, and Hourglass's formula is bomb. I will say the big standout product to me is the bronzer. It's this beautiful kind of neutral bronzer that has this like slightly pink undertone to it. It's so beautiful. I just love this palette. And what I like to do a lot of the times, especially when I have like a really like golden highlight or it's very intense, I'll just take that same highlighting brush and just run it across these powders, tap off the excess, and just kind of go over top of it. And it just diffuses it so nicely, and it's how I highlight the rest of my face. So I do like a blinding highlight on the cheeks and on the nose, and then I'll just use these powders to just highlight my forehead and my Cupid's bow and my chin area, my cheeks a little bit. I even use the middle shade to just like brighten up under the eyes a little. So nice. Love this. Great quality. I also think that they should have just not done the blush quad. I know there are people that liked the blush quad, but I think they should have just done away with the blush quad and just did another palette that was darker instead of waiting to release a darker palette, because really nobody of even a medium skin tone could use this. You know what I mean? This is for light and fair skin tones, and I just think that they should have come out with something deeper. Like, come on, it's 2019. It's 2020 now, but at the time this came out, it's 2019. Come on, like, come on. Really, we could do better. But love this nonetheless. I think it's fabulous. So I just have one brow product that was new to me this year that I loved, and that's the NYX Tame & Frame Brow Pomade. I use the shade Black. I actually meant to get the shade Espresso, and I picked this bad boy up instead, but I love it, and it looks great. It's not too dark, it's not too intense. I love it. I personally love a pomade. It's cheap. They have a really nice shade range. And I do like that it's in a plastic case, because I love Anastasia Dip Brow. I was always constantly dropping mine, and it was shattering, and like it had so many chips in it from me breaking it. So this is a lot more Marge proof, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows for you today. Add a little brow gel, and we will move on to the eyes. Alright, brows are done. See, I told you guys it was a good pomade. So now we'll move into like eye stuff, individual eyeshadows and pigments and things, and then we'll move into eyeshadow palettes. So I want to start off with talking about MAC Painterly Paint Pot. It's like this beigey pink nude kind of shade. I love this. I like that it like cancels out and gives you like this nice like clear base to start on, but it's not heavy like concealer. It's not too moisturizing like concealer. It dries down kind of like a clay almost, and it's very lightweight, so it's great for the eyeshadows to stick to, and it also creates a nice base, and I just love it, love it, love it. And it comes in this pot, so it's really easy to just pick some up with a brush and just tap it onto the lid. I zoomed y'all back in a little so you can see. See what I mean? See how it creates like this nice base for you to work off of, but it's not heavy, it's not too intense, it looks natural. Moving into single eyeshadows. First off, I want to give a shout out to my Makeup Forever palette. I got this off Poshmark. I absolutely love it. I think the magnet in here is great. They don't make this anymore, but it is really good. Now, I couldn't take these Buxom eyeshadows out because they still have glue on the bottom of them, and they are stuck in there. But these are the eyeshadows from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. I love Sydney Grace Cosmetics. I feel like they really stepped on the scene this year and really brought something different. They brought a better quality of single eyeshadows to the game. Theirs are still very affordable, and the colors, you guys, are just really unique, really beautiful. These aren't the only ones they have. They're just the ones I picked out. Like this purple shade. What? It's so good. Their stuff is so good. The woman who runs the brand is so incredibly nice. Just like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Like the colors they come up with are just so unique. They even just came out with a palette that they made a light version and a dark version so that people of a deeper skin tone could create the same looks, but there's a couple shades in the palette that are just a little deeper. And I think that that's so great, you know, because it could be very easy for them to just put out a palette and say, well, there you go, we put this palette out, but they really put a lot of thought and inclusion into it, and I love that. So these eyeshadows are really great. Just be careful with them because they are very soft. I do have more eyeshadows. I just kind of want to showcase these ones. They're just amazing. I love them. Shout out to Sydney Grace. I also want to mention my most used single eyeshadow this year. This is from MAC. This is MAC Malt. This is a perfect like beigey pink light neutral shade. It's so pretty. It just works with a bunch of different looks, whether they're pinky looks, mauvey looks, purple looks, brown looks right here on the bottom. Just an excellent eyeshadow. It's so creamy. You can sweep it all over the lid. You can use that as a crease shade. Oh, so good. Okay, so I have two eyeshadow palettes that I want to talk to you about. The first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. I love this. This was an impulse buy. I was never going to get this, and I was just like, you know what, I'm getting it. I love this though. You have Fresh right here, which is kind of like your off-white shade, all over lid shade, diffusing shade, brow bone highlight. Then you have Twig and Birch, which are like your mid-tone crease shades. One's a little bit more neutral cool, one's a little bit more neutral warm. Then you have Dystopian and Slate, which are like your dark kind of outer corner shades. Then you have Noir, which is the blackest black eyeshadow. I freaking love it. And then you have the most gorgeous shimmery eyeshadows. You have Pearl, you have Pearl up here, which is like, looks like a kind of vanilla shade, but when you put it on, it's like, has this like pinky hue to it. It's so pretty. Then you have Rose Quartz, which is like a rosy eyeshadow, but that is definitely more like a pink with a gold glitter in it. Then you have Ember, which is like a super dark green shade that is just, it's like a mossy deep green with like some different colored multi-glitter. And then you have Steampunk right here, which is the perfect name for that because that's just the most brassy kind of yellowy gold. Then you have Cinder, which is probably my favorite shade in the palette. It's like this beautiful like taupey champagne. Then you have Teak, which is like the most boring shade in the palette, I think. But it's actually my most used. I use it so much and it's just beautiful. It's like the perfect brown smoky eye. And then you have Cyborg, which is the most undupable shade in this whole palette. It's like this beautiful warm silver with like this lavender undertone to it. Oh, so pretty. I love that you can make cool tone looks, neutral looks, and warm tone looks with this palette. You have a mixture of mattes and shimmers and light tones, darker tones. You have Bloom, which is your like pop of color matte. I love this palette so much, and when I got it, I didn't use like anything else for like 2 months. Like, I had to force myself out of Sultry's arms. You seductress, you. But I love this. It's so great, and it's great for travel because it's kind of small, and you have infinite amount of looks in here. I just, gotta give it to Sultry this year. Fabulous palette. Now, I just told y'all that I love a palette that's like a smorgasbord. It's like a mix of mattes and shimmers, all different tones, all different colors, thousands of looks. So a palette with only 5 shades, all one tone, all matte, is definitely not my speed, but when I saw this palette, I had to have it, and it was the best decision I ever made. I love this. This is the Pretty Cool palette from Dose of Colors. I love Dose of Colors eyeshadows to begin with. I love their Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. I think they're easy to blend, pigmented, layer really well, wear for a really long time. I love this palette so much. I think these first two up here, which are Taupless, I'm Taupless, woo! Is Taupless and Let's Chill. These could actually be used in warm tone looks. Then Sign Off, Sign Off, Fine Print, and Smoke Show over here. More deeper cool tones. Any cool tone look that you want to make, you can make it with this. You can use these as contour powders and bronzers. You can use these as eyebrow powders. It's just such a multi-purpose palette that you can get so many looks out of. And it's so simple. I mean, I think I brought this with me when I traveled to Austin, and I just brought this and like one Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in case I was feeling sassy and wanted to go out and put glitter on. That's really all you need. Just bring like one of your favorite glitter toppers and this palette and you're done. So small, so convenient, great for travel. I freaking love this. Dose of Colors, they do it every time. Their stuff is just such great quality. Alright, so I'm going to start off using Taupless first. And I'm just going to pick it up and place it kind of haphazardly, starting on the outer corner of my eye, very lightly, just working that into my crease. So I like to focus a lot on the outer corner and then bring the rest of this in.
It's really soft and diffused.
Now I'm going to grab a little of Let's Chill and just deepen the crease up even more. Now I'm going to move over to the ABH Sultry palette and just pick up a little bit of Dystopian, tapping off a lot of the excess and just putting it . I'm going to take this flat definer brush and dip into Noir. I'm going to take a little bit of Dystopian. Now I'm going to pick up Cinder on my finger and just tap this onto my lid. I'm going to go back to the Pretty Cool and I'm going to pick up some of Taupless and Let's Chill. Alright, so for liner this year, the Marc Jacobs highliners, oh my gosh, these are flippin' amazing. These are the best eyeliners I've ever used. I loved my Essence gel liners, RIP. They are no longer with us. They do not make them anymore. But these are fabulous. They come in a ton of shades. This is in the color Blacker. It's like their black shade. They have a little sharpener on the end. These go in your line. These go in your waterline. They go on thick and black and opaque and pigmented, and they stay put for days. I mean, I will scrub my makeup off 5-6 times and these suckers will still be in there. Okay, maybe not 5 or 6 times, but at least 3 or 4, at least 2 or 3 times, and it will still be in there. These last and last and last and last. I don't have to like grind them in my waterline to get them to show up. They just do. They're fabulous. They're amazing. I want to own every single color, and that's what we use in today. Boom. Done. I do have a mascara that I want to mention, even though it's just a sample. I've been using it a ton. It is the Lancome Mr. Big Mascara. Beautiful. I freaking love this. Just you wait. Look at that. Boom. All right, the last category is lips. So, shout out to NYX lip liners in general. These are just their regular slim lip liners. I love them. I collect all of them. They have an amazing shade range. They're like $4. I cannot get enough of these. Every time I see a color that I don't have, I pick it up because I use these in my freelance kit as well. They're just so good. I love a lip liner that is pigmented and glides on, but is not too glidey, if that makes sense. It's like, it has just enough slip, but also just enough grip. That it's perfect. So it's going in there, and it's gliding, and it's easy, but it's also getting its job done. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good worker. I love, love, love these. My favorite was Nude Truffle. It did a baby now, but I do have a backup, so we are good. I know you were super worried, but we got one. I absolutely love this lip liner. It's just the perfect, like, contour shade. Ugh. It looks so good on the lips. I love, love, love it. But today I think I'm actually going to use burgundy. I'm going to do like a darker red lip. My favorite liquid lipsticks this year were the Jeffree Star Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. I have Celebrity Skin. I have Christmas Cookie. My all-time favorite Nude Mannequin. I have Calabasas. I have Cherry Wet and Mermaid Blood. I love, love, love these. I don't even bother buying any other liquid lip now. I only buy Jeffree Star. His formula is amazing. His packaging is amazing. I think these are at a decent price point. And I like that they dry down like 99% of the way. So they dry down, but just there's that 1% that's still a little wet, and it gives it movement, it gives it life, and you don't have butthole lips. So today I think I'm going to use Calabasas. This is like a really nice, like muted cranberry. I didn't even have to dunk back in again. That was one swipe coverage. I'm mean, I don't know what to tell you. These are just great. Now, to talk about some lipsticks that I loved from the drugstore, we have the Maybelline, like Universally Me collection or Universal collection. This is Spice for Me, Pink for Me, and Ruby for Me. These are gorgeous. They're a perfect hybrid between their mattes and their glosses. They are opaque, pigmented, gorgeous. I don't know if they work on every skin tone or not, but these look great on my skin tone, and I think the formula is so nice. I also really like these because they sort of settle into the lips. I don't want to say dried down, but they sort of settle into the lips in a way that makes them really long wearing, and they just look so great. The colors that they came up with were like your average colors, but like just a little something different, and I really like that. So these are great, very inexpensive. I also really love my Bite Beauty stuff. I know they discontinued these, which is why I have a lot of them, because they were on hella sale, but these are so beautiful. Their formula, if you guys know Bite Beauty, you know their stuff is fire. These are the two lipsticks I have. This first one is Chai. The second one is Molasses. Molasses is totally like grungy 90s reddish brown, and then Chai is more of like your kind of warm mauve shade. Then I have their two lip crayons, which I love stuff like this because I don't have a deep Cupid's bow, so I like something that's a little pointed that I can like get in there and like make my lips. But this first one is Glace. This is like a true like brown mauve, so beautiful. And then I also have Red Velvet, and I love this. I love having different colors of red lipsticks, and these are more matte. These are just a little bit more glossy in the finish, as you can see, but excellent lip products. Moving on to glosses. Ooh, so the first one I have is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk. This packaging is stunning. I love this formula. Lots of product in here for the price that you pay. Lots of universal shades. This one kind of has like a fruity kind of smell. I don't know if you guys can see this, but oh child, yes. This is like a glittery lipstick, and it's so intense and so shimmery and like va-va-voom. I literally just put like a little bit here and a little bit at the top, and it transforms my lips. I transform into little mama at that point. Like, my lip gloss is popping, my lip gloss is cool. All the boys keep stopping. They chase me after school. Right here. Excellent lip gloss. And I also really love the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Gloss in the shade Extra Poppin'. Perfect name. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is like a clear gloss that has just like this slight reddish hue to it, but it is so damn glossy. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's just the perfect like clear gloss. Here. And even though it looks goopy, it's not. It's super hydrating actually. Look at that. Look at her. Look at her. This is so gorgeous, and it smells like candy cherry, like you are back at the arcade at the bowling alley trying to get your ticket swapped in for some juicy wet lips. I just ooh, I love it. On top of this red lip too. All right, party people, we are done. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think? Is my makeup not so stunning? Am I not the beauty guru of the world? Do you love it? Do you guys think it's fabulous? Right? So good. All these products are great. I'm totally not giving up any of them as we move into 2020. I am still going hard with these products. We're going full force. I love these products. They are near and dear to my heart. I know that I was on a no-buy for part of this year, and I'm still going to try to continue my no-buy and to use my products. But these products are so great, and they're so fabulous, and I just love makeup, and I love you guys, and thank you for another great year. I know it was a hard one, but we made it through, and we are in a new decade, 2020, and I hope you guys have a great year. Bye.